Hey guys, I know it's been less than a week. I feel like it's been a while because I started summer school and yeah, I took taking human anatomy, so that's going to be fun. Lots of memorization. Anyways, to get to the point, Haikyuu episode 11 was really good. I was really excited seeing some of the members of the Nekoma school, and also how the process of Coach Ukai picking who's going to be playing in the game and who's not. And I like how much it kind of followed the manga, but also had some of its own stuff. I like how everyone kind of seems to get a little inspired and enthusiastic by Hinata. Suga, when they were running, kind of admired Hinata and his enthusiasm and how he always seemed to work hard. And Hinata's just like, no, I need to work harder, I need to, improve, I have so much blah, 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 and I'm not seen as an individual, I'm seen as a set, which is something that's going to be improved on later. And I like how Suga took that as something sort of took that upon himself as something like, he's right, you need to improve so that you're on the court the longest. He don't know how that is because he only played one game. That's why afterwards Suga went to the coach and said, if you think Kageyama's going to let us win these games, put him as a setter, and when he gets tired or if someone gets hurt or blah 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 blah, I'll be fine with me being put in then, because if they win with Kageyama, then that means there'll be more chances for him to stay on the court at some point, which, makes sense, and it's very, I think, mature and admirable to think that way, because a lot of people would just be, disappointed or upset or frustrated to not even get to play at all and not cheer for their team. I don't know, that's how I would do it. If I didn't get to play, and I think I deserved it, I wouldn't really want to cheer. I would just be mad at myself, mad at the team, mad at, everyone, and just upset, and to the point where I might not like volleyball anymore if I was playing volleyball. And so I think that's a really admirable way for him to look at it, and just want to hope the best for his team and be there for him. Same with the 3 second years, one of which I only know the name of, but how their story on how they quit and how they came back because they like volleyball and they don't care if they care, but they're not going to get upset over not playing on I was going to say field, but it's not the field, on the floor? Sure, let's say the floor. Because at some point they might be able to play, and this is a way to encourage them to get better and to try and beat the people who are on the floor now. Same with what Nishinoya said in the episode as well to Asahi, who was nervous and kind of upset the fact that, Suga and the other second years weren't going to be on the floor because he took their spot. Well, that's just a way for them to get better and take his spot, or for Shida to take Tanaka's spot. And we encouraged Tanaka to be like, what? How dare you? You throw the first punch. And I thought that was really funny in a way to kind of put some humor and a kind of what I feel is a serious and emotional conversation. Because it's true, a lot of third years don't get to play because the newer people are better, even though the third years have more experience. The younger people usually have more room to grow and more they're also geniuses that come in too, like Kageyama, so they don't really have a lot more time to improve, while the first years do. So I think that's usually really sad, and that's one of the things I really hate about sports anime, is how the third years don't get played a lot, or how when they lose a game, or during the following, in the tournaments, how they lose, and then that's it. They don't get that's their last chance, and so it's just so depressing. Anyways, let's stop with the sad talk and talk about Nekoma. I think his name is now Yamamoto, possibly the one with the black hair and the little fluffy yellow part on Nekoma. He's a lot like Tanaka, and I really like that. And he's gonna be really happy with the fact that they have Shimizu on Kurasuno, so I'm excited to see his reaction. And I can't remember his name, but the kind of spiky haired dude who's I believe the captain, if I remember correctly, I like him a lot too, just because of his attitude. And then Kenma, of course, I really like as well, just because what I was saying is how Tsuga was motivated by Hinata. He also was slightly motivated by Kenma was also, so just so you know what I'm talking about, was also slightly motivated by Hinata because he said he was excited for this game, and I like how you could see his feet kind of being restless and how kind of excited he looked. Which, you know, as his team's reaction said, that was weird because he's not usually excited. But he is excited from Hinata, and that'll be a kind of continuing theme how Hinata's enthusiasm just gets people motivated and into it, which is good, and it's a good person to have on the team too. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. You saw some of Yamaguchi doing receives and how the coach kind of got mad at him, and when he walked off, you could see him kind of like being disappointed. And then when he picked who was on the floor, or when the coach picked who was on the floor, you could see he was disappointed there too. And that disappointed feeling will get him to, like I said, with everyone else, to try and grow and get more experience and more skill to try and actually get on that floor. And so we're going to see more of him. I also like how they brought in with Kenma, how him saying that he was like a usual setter, he's not really athletic, and people kind of put him down for it, like with Hinata for his height, and how they sort of have a connection there, which they will have a friendship there, just to let you know. And so just the similarities between the two is nice, even though it's funny because they're two different positions, but they'll be good friends. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Last thing that I think I can think of to talk about that I thought was really funny and I liked a lot, and they added more to it too, because they didn't have some of that in the manga. After the bath time, when Hinata was just kind of standing there, and Tanaka went up to him and says, "Hey, it's first year's time for bath," and they kind of give like the stereotypical like horror film, or not even a horror film, but like anime horror part where I don't even know if it's stereotypical, but they give like that vibe. And Tanaka's just like trying to convince him that, maybe he just like saw his reflection in the window, and he's like, right, trying to convince himself, and Hinata's like, yeah, and then they scream all of a sudden, and it's just Nishinoya, and his hair is just flat from the water, and then it's just funny because of how, like, I think his hair gives him like an inch more height, and they're just laughing at that part. And how Nishinoya's saying, quiet down, Daichi's gonna get mad at you, kind of a thing, and they're just kind of laughing. And then all the added part that wasn't in the manga, if I remember correctly, that wasn't in there, was Asahi coming in with his hair down and all wet, and him looking kind of creepy, and adding and making them all scream and like fright. And Asahi's just like, it's just me. And then Daichi yelling, be quiet, and just this ranging theme of Daichi just being this like disciplinary person, because later when Kageyama and Hinata are running to the baths, which I thought was hilarious, even Tsuki commented like, why are they running on who can bathe the fastest? Daichi yells at them not to run either, which I think is funny because it just brings I like the way this is going, and the way the manga did it too. It just brings some humor in certain situations that just seem kind of like they're going down a serious road, they're getting ready for like an important match, and so they're just trying to bring some humor and some comedy in portions, so it's not just flat out serious, flat out just practice, blah blah blah, so you can stay interested, and you can not get bored with what's happening and just with them practicing all the time. But that's, I think, the last thing I wanted to mention. I really like that part just because of all the facial expressions and the reactions, and of course eating times, just everyone eating, and in the beginning with Nishinoya and Tanaka's reaction to Shimizu not being in the cabin with them, but then seeing her in the shining glory cooking for them. So, but yeah, I like the comedy parts a lot, which makes sense because they're funny. And I think they stick to them really well as well. Sorry. Stick to them well. And it's not just a static episode. They're bringing in elements, and they had those elements before, but I feel like the earlier episodes besides episode 9 and 10, if I remember correctly. And 8. No, 8, 9, and 10. No, I don't want to say that, but, because it's been like this from episode 1, where they've been having serious moments, you know, and from the beginning, and they bring in some sort of comedy element just to make sure you don't stay in the serious moment, so you don't just stay in the action portion of the match. You know, they bring in some comedy, and some, like, friendships, and some emotional moments, too. Like, I like just how it's not just a plateau, and they're making sure you feel a range of emotions and you're not just getting bored with everything that's happening. I don't think I could even get bored if it was just one thing, but it's nice that they're mixing it up and they're not bringing in the same, well, they're kind of bringing in the same jokes, like the shortness and the stuff with Shimizu and Tanaka and Ishinoya, but it's not the same it's not the same, so they're tweaked, and so you can still find them entertaining, and I like that a lot. Anyways, okay, talked a lot longer than I thought I would, but I liked the episode a lot. I'm excited for the match. I'm excited for to realize that Kenma's part of Nekoma and he should recognize him. But then again, he didn't have the chance to ask. Sorry. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys liked this video. I liked the episode a lot. Let me know what you guys thought of it. I'll get the next one out soon at some point. After it's come out, which won't be till Sunday, but hey. But anyways, yeah, just feel free to comment, like, dislike, whatever. Let me know what you guys think of this video, of the episode. Let me know if you're excited for the next episode. I am. Yeah, that's it. So if you guys had a good week, and thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.